Welcome back, Pradeep.
Thank you.
Pradeep, apart from the Namma Bengaluru Award, there is also a Bangalorean of the Year Award, also instituted by the foundation. One candidate is chosen every year. What quality should this person have? And what is the basis for you to choose that kind of a person?
That is always very difficult. That is clearly very difficult. And clearly, I think that award, while we have instituted the award, it's not necessary that the jury is mandated to give the award if they don't find exceptional candidate for that. Right. Now, having said that, clearly that individual, whoever he or she is, must have, as I said, shown exemplary work. To a large extent, must also be known in the area or in the city of doing great work. Okay. But yet not have been recognized in the manner that he or she truly deserves it. Clearly, I just use an example of a colleague jury, like the ex-Lokata chief Santosh Hegde would clearly be stand out as an exemplary person who's works selflessly for promoting a cause. Someone like him would be ideal.
But you cannot choose him because he is the chairman of the jury.
No, he can't, clearly.
It is very clear that no jury member can be.
Yeah, because many people in the jury also are doing great work in this, but the essence is that so they are recognized. That's why they're in the jury.
It's a tough job then, Pradeep, to choose the Bangalorean of the Year.
I would just say the tougher the job, it only means more and more good people are doing great work. So I'm saying we love it to be very difficult.
Pradeep, how does your IT experience help in discharging your duty as a jury member?
I guess, from my background and experience, putting structure to the process, putting logic to the process, putting maths to the process, putting criteria to the process is, I think, what I would say an additional view I bring to the table, which is how do you make it more objective, how do you rate it, how do you put a process behind it, how do you do an audit, and whereas many other jury members can bring subjective elements and emotional elements to that. So I think it balances out very well.
No emotions involved here?
No, not emotions. Everything has to be structured, which means, everything has to be measurable. Otherwise, if it's a viewpoint of people, then people can always say, I don't agree with that. So I'm just saying, create quantitative mechanisms to document subjectivity.
That's good. Way of looking at things. Pradeep, I believe you started your career with a meager salary of rupees 2,350 per month. Your rise from there has been phenomenal. You are a source of great inspiration to our youngsters. What's that one crucial advice that you wish to give to the youngsters?
I would just say, 2,350 rupees looks meager, but in 1983, when I started my career with Wipro in Bangalore, that was a decent salary, I remember in 83 and in 84, 85, I rented a 4-bedroom house in the Cambridge layout, and 2-3 of us were sharing it for 1,480 bucks. And I also remember, since he said 2,350, we were staying at the Gautam Hotel, which is, off Level Road, 70 rupees a double room. So while it's meager, it is appropriate and adequate for what we used to get. I guess, many of us first have been fortunate, fortunate on two accounts. A, we grew up in cities. Two, we were beneficiaries of the English language. And I remember, in 1996, I got an award from the then Finance Minister, Mr. Chidambaran, as the India Young Business Achiever. So I was on the dining table with him.
What was your age then?
95, I would say mid-35s. Anyway, so and he said a very significant thing which I won't forget. He says, just remember, you are fortunate to get this award. He said there are many people as good, if not brighter than you, who lived in villages, who didn't have the benefit of the education that you got, and which is absolutely true. And I've never forgotten that. So many of us are privileged people who got education, who grew up in the language of English, which has unfortunately become a big business language. But having said that, I think between 83 to now, times have changed, opportunities have changed. India is emerging. And in the early years, the opportunity was overseas. And like most people, one also went overseas. The opportunity is domestic. If you see innovation, if you see success, whether it's telecom, whether it's in aviation, whether it's in retail, all the new millionaires and billionaires in India are focused on the domestic market. So my only essence would be that, I guess not because it's recency, quoting Steve Jobs, stay hungry, stay foolish. And that's, I would say, the essence of what, as simple as that.
Pradeep, your wife Kalpana is equally talented. We all remember her as the member of the BATF. She did a very good job. What is she doing now?
Kalpana was from the prestigious Tata Administrative Services. So she clearly was accomplished. In fact, I would say more accomplished. Education, Oxford, TAS, Titan. And then 5 years when Sri S.M. Krishna, the Chief Minister, and Nandan decided to form the Bangalore Agenda Task Force, she jumped in and said, I will volunteer. She gave up corporate life then. Spent 5-6 years in the BATF. And I think the group did extremely good work. But, as per any political agenda, it didn't get sustained. At the moment, then from there she did social work. She was part of the Cancer Patient Aid Association. And now a new fascination that she's got, she's interested in garbage, solid waste management. So working with companies, working with institutions to say how can as a city we treat garbage and solid waste a little more appropriately. So it's interesting. So my daughter calls her garbage mom.
That's great, that's great.